Civilization or Barbarism, an Authentic Anthropology by Dr. Cheikh Anta. The Negritude poets did not at that time have the scientific means to refute or to question these types of errors. Scientific truth had been white for such a long time that, with the help and writings of Lucien Levy Breuer, all these affirmations made under the scientific banner had to be accepted as such by our submissive peoples. Therefore, the Negritude movement accepted this so called inferiority and boldly assumed it in full view of the world. Amy Césaire shouted, "Those who explored neither the seas nor the sky," and Leopold S. sang her, "Emotion is Negro and reason is Greek." Thus, everybody was led step by step to specify too much, to maybe grant privilege to this psychic constituent, third factor of the personality, which everybody else simply calls national temperament, and which varies from the Slav to the Germans, from the Latin to the Papua. The slope was too slippery, and everybody followed it. This is due to the fact that this last factor is traditionally grasped in a qualitative way through literature, particularly through poetry. All peoples have sung their own virtues, whereas the other two factors, historical and linguistic, are susceptible only to a rigorously scientific approach. But today, in order to better grasp people's cultural identity, a scientific approach to the psychic factor can equally be tried. For this is in the context of a social historical approach. One should try to answer the following questions. What are the psychological and cultural invariants that political and social revolutions, even the most radical ones, leave intact, not only among the people, but among the very leaders of the revolution? If one tries to answer such a question from the analysis of the historical conditioning of a given people and the African peoples in general, one then already arrives at some results relatively better elaborated than before. One realizes that this communicative gaiety, which goes back to Galen's epic, instead of being a permanent trait due solely to the sun, is a result of the reassuring communally securing social structures that bog down our people in the present and in a lack of concern for tomorrow, in optimism, etc. Whereas the individualistic social structures of the Indo Europeans engender anxiety, pessimism, uncertainty about tomorrow, moral solitude, tension regarding the future, and all its beneficial effects on the material life, etc. We'll pause right there, continue back with the conclusion of this chapter, Civilization or Barbarism. I'm Uriel. Hi,